tough day for the bowlers, I guess, on that wicket.
Yeah, it was. I think we stuck at it really, really well. The key on those types of wickets is to really try to control the tempo of the game and create opportunities on the back of that. I think we had a look at a couple of opportunities. Unfortunately, didn't go our way in a sense. We created some chances, and yeah, that's the way it sometimes goes. But I really think that the way Nathan Lyon stuck at his task, 35 overs in a day, on a wicket that wasn't really offering a hell of a lot, for him to do that was a great effort. And Mitchell Swepson, he's new to Test cricket, and that day to go about his craft as well, I thought was outstanding and a step forward for him as well.
Where do you see the match at the moment? I mean, 2 days out, is there still a chance for you to push for a win here, or is it a matter of draw? Where do you see it all?
Oh no, we're well and truly in this game. I think anything south of a 100-run lead or around 100 runs gives us a great opportunity. That's probably the reward for batting first, winning the toss and batting first. Clearly, we're just got to nullify what that lead potentially may be. But I thought the way Chandimal, Kamindu and even Angelo Matthews went about their work today, the way they applied themselves on a flat surface is what you tend to think of international standards of batting, and they went about it really, really well. So full credit, especially to Chandimal. That 100 was a really, really fantastic innings.
Has it gone the way you thought it would, or has this wicket played out a lot better for the batting than you thought it would?
No, we felt, probably you could see based upon our selection that we felt it was going to be a flatter surface. There was a lot of discussion going in what team we'd pick, but we felt as though we'd picked the right team for this surface, and it's played out pretty much the way that we thought it would. We probably missed a small opportunity, if we're honest with ourselves, yesterday morning. I think that day we lost 5 for 66 in the morning and didn't properly capitalise. And if we put something with a 4 in front of that, 400 plus in the first innings, and the game is really even at the turn. And at the moment we're behind. That's our problem. We've got to work through that, and tomorrow presents another opportunity in that morning session to, we've got to look at a number 8 batter in Mendez, and we believe that they do have a longish tail, so then Chandimal has to really probably manage that, and if we can sort of deny him the opportunity to face balls early on tomorrow, get a look at the lower order batters, and potentially keep that lead to around 100, I think we're well and truly in this game, and we've got a fantastic batting unit that can go about their work on what is still a very true surface.
I was just going to ask, fresh off, is the feedback that the guys think the wicket might deteriorate a little bit more and bring the slow bowlers into the game a little bit more? Or?
Oh, it definitely will deteriorate. We've seen some signs of deterioration. As we said though, from day one, we felt it was a better surface. We felt like the game was going to go a lot deeper. Hence, our selection of our team went a certain way. We think that wicket will still be decent for batting tomorrow, and then it might show some signs of deterioration late in day 4 and then day 5. So it's probably shaping as a really nice cricket wicket, in all honesty.
Big pre-played team meeting. Normally, your thing, Andrew, was the reason for that one?
No, they're always a part of it. It's just where we have them. So we felt like just get the group together just before the warm up. It was just a chat to reinforce where we're at and where the game's at. They happen every now and then, but they're not the norm. So it wasn't anything motivational or anything, Lou. It was just a reinforcement the way we wanted to go about it, and an understanding of what we felt the surface was doing. And everyone was pretty much on the same page. And what played out today was what we expected. Just those half chances. If we could have taken those, and a bit of luck here or there, may have changed the day, but not to be. The score sits where it's at the moment, and tomorrow we front up. And as I said, if we can keep that lead to around that 100-run mark, we feel like we're well and truly in the game.
And on those reviews, Matt, that you guys used up your 3 before Mitch obviously got Chandimal on 30, I think it was. Were you happy with the process that kind of got you to using those 3 reviews, or do you feel like there's missteps?
No, I think there was enough evidence to suggest that they were close. Unfortunately, it's like anything. The umpires sometimes are unsure, and we're sometimes unsure. So that happens, and that played out on the back of us using our reviews. No one's perfect, and you're not always going to get them right. But the process we went through is the most important thing for us, and we'll continue to go through those processes to make those decisions. And unfortunately, we didn't quite get it right today. But as I said, the game's littered with mistakes in all areas of the game, so that's just part of it.
Is that process better than when you first started with this team?
I think it's very similar. I think we're always discussing better ways of doing it, but I still think the process has got to go back through the captain, and for him to gather the information from square on, from front on, from whoever's in the best vantage point, really. So that's up to Paddy to get that information within 15 seconds, and it's easier said than done. So emotion can sometimes shift you. The situation of the game can sometimes shift you, but we're trying to remove that out of our decision making. Easier said than done sometimes. But I was pleased with the discussion as to where they arrived with their decision through the process they went through. So that's, as I said, there's errors in the game everywhere. We made a couple today, and that's the way it goes.
On those half
chances that you mentioned, Nathan Lyon seemed to create a lot of them.
Yep.
How do you feel he went today? You know, do you feel he was a little bit unlucky, and how did you feel the kind of surrounding catches and the wicketkeeper supported him today?
Yeah, it's always subcontinent cricket is always busy in and around the bat, so it's difficult in all areas. You know, if you talk about leg slip, first slip, wicketkeeper, bat pad off and onside, it's very difficult and quite busy in there. But you know, one thing's to create the chance, the next thing is to take it. And unfortunately, as I said, we didn't quite do it, but they're always going to be difficult. So, but I thought the way Nathan bounced over and around the wicket to different batters and created different angles of attack, I thought was outstanding. And as I said, it wasn't easy to bowl out there, and the way he was able to control the tempo, create different angles of attack and create chances for us was outstanding, and along with his spin partner, Mitch Swepson.
Yeah. There are quite a couple of bowlers who use the kind of wide angle, use the width of the crease a lot. Is that something that you talked about before the game? Or?
Yeah, I think that going into games when the wickets are probably a little bit flatter, then you have to just create some different angles of attack, and that's the sort of language that we use around that. And I thought that we tried most things today. We went from going straight to a bouncer field to hanging the ball outside off stump. So I thought that Paddy worked through some plans today, and as I said, like on those types of surfaces, when the batters such as Chandimal and Kamindu and also Angelo apply themselves that way, they're quite difficult to get out, and they're quality players in these conditions.
Anything? No. You ran through on the first test, but do you think it's possible Mitch Swepson's bowled better in this test than he did the first test, and just always been able to adapt to conditions on a wicket that hasn't been anywhere near as suitable for spinners?
Yeah, I think so. It's always hard to judge from test to test depending on the surface, but the job that he did today was the job that were required for the team. So I think any of those situations, as his test career develops and evolves, he's going to have different scenarios. No two wickets ever been the same as far as I know. So yeah, he's always going to have to adapt subtly. There's going to be different winds, there's going to be different ends, there's going to be different scenarios, different batters. But his planning's good going into the game. I think his execution today was excellent. So did he bowl better than the first test? It's really hard to tell. We're hoping that we get a crack in the second innings. We've got the first innings to go first, but we've got some runs on the board to let those two spinners go to work and see what they can create on a day 5 surface potentially.
Just a liner, just from a workload point of view, I think he's got 56 overs in the innings. It's the second most in his career.
Yeah.
More than 53 times this year now. I mean, he's 34. You're just happy to just throw him the ball and let him go away, and he just keeps producing for you, even under that really high workload.
Yeah, I think the demands on flat surfaces are going to push towards spinners, and hence why we pick a second one to help him out with the workload. If we picked one, then it would even go up even further. So, yeah, we're comfortable with where he's physically at and the job that he can do. So, there's nothing to suggest that he's tiring or aging or anything like that. So I think he's bowling as well as he ever has, and we saw that last week, and we're seeing it again today. Just these, as I said, like his angles of attack, it's something he probably hasn't done a lot of in his career. Switching, I thought he was quite dynamic in the way that he did that today. So I think that's a step forward, and it's the challenge of these types of surfaces that are flat. And every time he gets presented, I think that he finds a different way to do it, and I think it's an improvement on the last time. So I think Pakistan was a challenging one, and this has been equally as challenging today. I think this one will speed up though. I think at the back end of the game, I think deterioration will come into it, and this game will definitely speed up.
Sorry if you answered this already,
Yeah.
but on a pitch like this, as compared to the first one, is it also important that the way that you let Sri Lanka really get away in terms of runs, and do you look at it, or do you judge it in that sense, not where you are in the game?
Yeah, definitely. I talked about controlling the tempo of the game, and that's what we reinforced this morning, that we knew that we were in for a day of attritional cricket and the way that the surface was presenting. So it was really about controlling it, not letting Sri Lanka get too far away, and hopefully we were going to have a lead. That doesn't look like we're going to have a lead. That's gone. Doesn't look like it's already gone. So it's really about minimising that lead. We think if we can keep that to around 100 runs or so, then it puts us right back in the game, and then we can go about setting Sri Lanka something to chase on the 5th day. So we're positive that we're still in this game, and that's through that, as you said, through controlling the tempo of the game. We're still in it. If we had to let that get away, suddenly we're staring now, we're probably 120 behind, maybe 130 behind, and then you're in real trouble. Controlling that tempo was really, really important today. I thought Pat did an outstanding job.
Just on Manas Labushia, how do you guys as a group look at him? Is he someone you can actually give a long spell to? Because he seems to kind of make things happen and brings that energy every time he bowls, as you well know.
Yeah. Yeah, he brings energy to every part of the game, so he's always trying to make it happen. So yeah, he's a busy cricketer, and when he's got the ball in his hand, we feel like there's a likelihood of something happening. So long spells, we've got 2 spinners in the game, so probably negates that. But as he gets more exposure to bowling, we felt like we used him a little bit more in the one-day series here as well. So we feel as though his bowling is improving. How many overs, where he fits, that's really up for the captain, but also to fit in around 2 spinners and control that tempo. Sometimes when you take your main bowlers off, that tempo can get away from you, so you don't probably want to risk it as much as what you normally would. But I thought he bowled well today, so it's a step forward for him as well.